Yo, what's up? We introducing a new show called the TalkToMePodcast, where we just talk to some, talented, creative individuals, get to pick their mind. I'm your host, LT, tapping in. Check out my other pod too if you haven't, the Joe and Tab Show, where we talk about sports stuff like that. But hey, we're gonna have the guests introduce themselves, man. Talk to me. What's your name?
My name is Chris. I'm from Maplewood. Grew up in Maplewood.
Absolutely.
But funny story. A lot of people don't know. I actually lived in Irvington for a few years, but I was a baby, so I barely remember what it was like over there. But yeah, my parents moved, and I like to study mindset development and like just things that's going to contribute to my overall personal development, so I can pretty much do what I'm trying to do for real. So yeah.
For sure.
What's up, I'm Ben from South Orange. Got 1 year left in college, and that's all I'm gonna say for right now.
Brandon.
Bino.
Yo. Formerly known as Bam Wavy. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, from Maplewood, South Orange too. Graduated with these guys. I guess that's all I gotta say now. Hope you enjoy the video.
For sure, we get into it. I guess the first thing I wanted to ask, since we all like working on our craft, we still early, 2021, trying to strive to get into our jobs and things like that. So like, what kind of things like motivate you guys? I know you have the motivational page. You want to talk about like some things that motivate y'all?
Yeah, for me, it's really just my family.
Family guy.
Yeah, my parents are immigrants. They came from Haiti, so they put in a lot of pain to get to where they at. Even when I just look at what they've done, it's crazy because they really came to a whole different country, did not speak the language, learn how to speak the language, and just climbed the ranks and then got a crib in Maplewood and suburb. Like that's impressive.
Facts.
As a foreigner, that's really impressive. So they put in a lot of work, and I just feel like now it's just my job to pretty much reciprocate that.
For sure.
Reciprocate the opportunities and blessings that they gave me. So it's been easy for me, family. For sure.
For sure. And as a hooper, college student, real estate guy, trying to get into real estate, what kind of things motivate you on the daily, would you say?
Man, there's a lot of different things that motivate me at different times. Sometimes for the right reasons, sometimes for the wrong reasons.
For sure.
Even on a daily basis, honestly. But I'd say things that motivate me consistently are just breaking through my current limitations, current beliefs I have, and I truly believe every human has a tremendous amount of potential.
For sure.
And it's just about what steps can I take to realize that potential.
Yeah.
And then also just seeing other guys who have done that already, like literally Steph Curry, he really does motivate me.
Shout out to Steph.
Shout out Steph.
We're there.
But seriously, you seen that guy in college.
Yeah.
He was still tough. He was tough in college, but no one thought he was going to be who he was.
Facts.
He just kept working.
Changing the game.
Changed the game.
And being college student, trying to get into fashion, brand, what kind of things motivate you?
Honestly, it motivates me. The world, really, the community, my town. My family, the world. Honestly, that's really the answer. Learning about the world. I could say I'm a little bit of a philosopher, but I don't really want to elaborate too much on that. But
I want to hear more about that.
Yeah.
Okay,
I won't get into it though.
I guess I can elaborate a little bit now. Just studying the world and understanding everyone's needs, kind of helped me, care more about others and everyone's personal feelings and their mental health. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I guess also wanting to be a future therapist. You know what I mean? I have dreams of being a therapist, but I don't know how that's gonna go. But yeah, I guess, people. Yeah.
For sure.
Helping others.
Yeah, God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
Of
Love.
course.
Yeah.
So if I can speak on what motivates myself, you know, no male in my family has ever graduated college. So when I graduate, I'm gonna be the first male in my family. So that's gonna be fire. You know what I mean?
Talk to me.
Putting on for the fam.
Yeah.
And really just the homies, you know what I mean? Just seeing us all elevate in life, you know. We talked about it a little bit briefly, like after we get done hooping and shit, just like when we get older, just our kids being around each other, you know, just little shit like that. Just looking forward to that, just making sure, you know, we in the right position so we can all just have this, you know, this lifestyle that we sought out. You know what I mean?
And being that good example for everyone.
For sure.
That's
Proving a
important.
point.
Yeah.
That's important. You know, that's important. Like being a good example is important. I heard someone say like don't preach your philosophy, embody it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like don't try to don't tell people what you're doing, just do it. Let them see what you're doing, because what you're doing is always gonna be louder and be able to be more like I guess the word is like people watch what you do and not what you say. So being an example, like that's important when you're trying to build influence, or like just trying to build a community, you know, because it's one thing to like build a community, put out good messages, but then once you turn off the screen, you're not doing anything that you're preaching. It's like, but if you're actually doing what you're preaching and you're showing them and you're documenting that, that means more than any words, any story, any message, you know what I mean? So yeah, for sure.
And people don't like to be preached to either, you know, because it kind of...
They think they're above it.
Exactly. You know, it kind of says that you have something they don't. Or you know something they don't. You're doing something they're not, you know.
I think we gotta learn how to listen. You know what I mean? You know that saying, listen twice as hard as you speak, or something like that?
You got 2 ears and 1 mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That falls under the line. Yeah, literally that. I think we need to learn that, and we'll all be able to communicate better with each other. You know, get points across in ways that'll help build. You know
Why do you think we don't do that?
Because there's conflict. You know, we have war. Why are we fighting with each other? That communication isn't being, you know, transferred the right way. You know what I mean? There's static.
Yeah.
So what's the static? We both need to be able to calm down, relax, analyze the situation. You have something to say?
Yeah, so do you guys think that social media has an effect on not only how we perceive things, but also how we feel about things?
100%.
Absolutely.
It does, because
Who's going first?
I think it does, because there's so many other opinions, and as an individual, we are what we see and read. You know what I mean? And we do take it in.
Us.
Yeah, we take it in our own way because of who we are, our background. But like, once you see other different types of material or perspectives, it's natural for you to react in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I'd say there's a couple different routes you can go down when it comes to criticizing social media, and I do think it has its positives. You know, I'm not even gonna go over that though.
Let's go get into the negative shit.
But we'll come back to those. But you know, there's like the actual content of it, which you kind of touched on, but then there's the actual way it operates on your existence. And what I mean by that is social media gives you quick hits of dopamine constantly. So this has a lot of negative effects. For one, it prevents you from finding things you're interested in, because every time you're bored, you have this quick fix, dopamine, and it cures that boredom. But boredom is actually a tool for you to find what you're interested in. But if you constantly,
That boy talking.
constantly alleviate that boredom with social media, it's just going to be your quick outlet. And the second thing is, I'd say, I think it's very important to have, you know, a still mind. And I'll just say that, a still mind. And social media offers you many different ideas and emotions constantly, and it gets rid of that stillness of mind, which is crucial for self-reflection, for being in the right frame of mind, for gratitude. It just
Creativity.
Creativity gets you too riled up. Too many ideas.
Yeah.
And there's other things, but I'll let you share your thoughts.
I mean, I feel like you kind of hit it on the head with that. Like, social media. Could you say the question one more time, just so I could?
So do you think that social media not only influences how we perceive things, but also how we feel about things?
Yeah. Because, man, we got to a point where like there are people who are believing everything they see on social media and thinking everything on there is real. But it's like we're seeing highlight films of everyone's life. You feel me? It's like that's not. You're seeing this is an extension, a creative extension of this person. This is not just who they are.
What's crazy is you'll post your own highlight film, but then you won't tell yourself that these are other people's highlight films.
Exactly. It's crazy. It does, and it can be dangerous because now, like, when you lose sight of that and you're not aware of that, you can start to enter a point where you start comparing yourself to other people, and you literally forget how blessed and grateful you are and how blessed you are to be in your position because you're watching this person do this and this person do that.
Yeah, you're seeing the highlights of humanity.
Literally, and now that'll literally trick you into believing like, damn, everyone is going crazy, everyone is turning up, everyone's doing things and I'm not doing shit. And it's like, that's not the case at all. Like most of the people you see posting or whatever, they turn off their phone and they're living a regular life.
It makes you feel like that, but also what does it, what does it cause you to do? Like, what action does it lead you to take? It makes you seek that praise, I would say.
Yeah, honestly, I think, sorry to cut you off, but I think it brings out who you are. You know what I mean? Like, our Explore page is filled with things that we genuinely like to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you mean by genuinely, though?
Okay, if you're scrolling on Instagram and you're liking a lot of clothing brand stuff, your feed's gonna show you a lot of up and coming clothing brands. Maybe, just regular fashion videos, tips, and blogs. If you're into cars, your feed's gonna show you a bunch of supercars, Lamborghinis, BMWs.
All right, so it reveals what you like.
Exactly.
For sure.
Yeah. And I feel like it's important to be disciplined because when you're on social media, you're really filling your brain a ton of images. You know what I mean? And subconsciously, you're taking them in, and you don't really know the damage that it's doing.
Yeah.
I mean, so.
Yeah, I'd say like there's two different kinds of social media. There's like the one you're talking about with like the YouTube reels and shorts and whatever, and then there's like the one where you're, it's like an avatar of yourself online.
Yeah.
But they both have their own dangers.
I feel like they both fall under the line of like discipline though, because some people use social media to promote themselves in a positive way, in a way where it makes sense, and like some people may use it in a negative way, but there's still that's complicated in itself because social media is just an online platform. But if you're like using it in a negative way, then it's negative, you know what I mean? Like, but I'm not talking about trolls or anything, you know what I mean? I don't know any trolls online, but yeah, like,
you know what though? I think it all circles back to, cause
like, what are you doing on there? You know what I mean? If you're just using it to chill, then you're just using it to chill. I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. But like, as a person, you have to be able to see something and be like, okay, that's coming from that person's end. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to freak out about it too much.
Yeah.
Because it's not my life. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I think it's a lot of layers to this question because you went over the reason why it can be, I guess, what they call it, destructive, for lack of a better term, like what it does to your dopamine receptors. Like when you open up your phone and you hit Instagram, you start scrolling, you're getting cheap dopamine from that. Mm-hmm. And now, because you're getting that cheap dopamine, the mind craves that shit. So it's like anytime you get that slight hint of boredom, I want to relieve that by opening up my phone.
That circuit gets reinforced.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it destructive.
Yeah.
I agree with you that if you're using it on for negative purposes, whatever those negative purposes might be, it can be harmful. But like just the mere fact that like open up your phone and that damages your brain, your ability to focus, all these different things that you need if you want to do well in this day and age. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
So like, how do you guys feel about like, I guess just kids being like given this access to these devices so soon? Because me personally, I mean, I guess we're kind of like part of like the last generation of kids who were like kind of not really on that shit for real growing up. Like I was outside a lot growing up.
Facts.
I feel like now I drive by like a D Hart or the Cages. Kids not even outside no more. When we was out there, shit was like Rutgers Park.
That's a fact.
So it's like, you know, like how do you guys feel about, you know, kids, you know, being young and having so much access to all of this stuff that's harming them?
Yeah, I think it's obviously very destructive.
Yeah.
You know, also you just think about the fact that, you know, many kids and young adults and even adults spend 6, 7, 8 hours on social media a day, and if that's half your waking life if half your waking life is being influenced by random people on the internet, you have no control of what that kid's going to become. Right? It's just up to the algorithm to program that kid.
Yeah.
So it's kind of scary.
So like, what would you guys like? What would be like a
Solution?
to that?
I think a solution to that would be for us adults. Well, we don't have any kids, but you know,
I got one on the whip.
people that, you know,
I got a
have
little
children.
brother.
Nah, I'm not gonna say that.
I got a little brother, and what I notice is like
He
the
got
solution.
tall. My fault. I seen him. He
Yeah,
got tall
yeah,
as hell.
little Josh. Hey, Slay, if you see me, shout out to you, little bro.
And nice at ball too.
But yeah, what I notice is like you got to be intentional about getting involved in their life, like because if you don't guide them, the
Something
phones
else
will.
will, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like
True.
that's really what it comes down to, and it's not easy because like I'm fucking 21 years old. I'm still trying to figure shit out too, and now I got the responsibility of making sure he does better than me. So that's where again, being an example becomes key. Like he's watching me whether I know it or not, whether I like it or not, whether he's saying it or not, and I got to do my best to just make sure I'm getting involved in guiding him so that he could grow.
Yeah, and you got natural respect as an older brother or a parent. So, you know, they see you do something, they're going to want to copy it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's important to teach priorities at a young age.
Yes.
And also like give your kid room to grow, but like also monitor them in a respectful way. You know what I mean? You don't want them online searching whatever. You know. I feel like when I said priorities, I mean like life. You know, your numbers, colors, the outdoors, everything. Because electronics is like a whole other world. And we're diving into that before really understanding our own ecosystem. People don't even know that there are like 7 parts of the world, you know, like where Antarctica is, Greenland, Asia, you know what I mean? Like,
They don't even know where
Yeah,
they are.
they just know useless.
They're just here.
but we know
Yeah.
Mr. Beast and I Show Speed or whatever.
Drive the speed.
Yeah, we sound like old heads.
No cap.
Would you say that because we're able to have the internet available to people of any age, do you think that knowledge is more widespread than it was years ago?
It 100% is because you can access it within seconds. Like
Yeah.
we don't have to go to the library.
But the question is what knowledge?
So like even like
Anything,
little
because
kids.
That's what I mean. Because
Little
like
kids
anyone can
have
post
Google.
anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The logic is
Exactly.
useless.
Little kids ask hella questions. They
Institutions
got their
are.
phone right here. Just instead of asking my parent this question, I could Google this question.
They're
Yeah,
not
so I
going to be
think-
asking like let me finish.
No.
I was going to say they're not going to be asking like scientific questions
Well,
or
for sure,
good
yeah,
questions.
yeah.
They're just going to be
Not
looking
knowledge
shit
to
on
that
YouTube.
extent, but a form of knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's important to teach them priorities because, okay, as a kid, if you ask your kid, what do you want to do in life? You know what I mean? What do you like? They need their parent to help them get there, regardless. They help you with food, shelter, clothing. They're helping you regardless. That question is just that next step. You know what I mean? For that kid. Before I know what I'm doing, I'm just living, having fun. You ask me that question, I guess I want to be a doctor. Now my life is, you should probably, start studying that then. When you're online, just Google doctor. He's gonna learn a ton of things than if he was just, I want to play race car games and Grand Theft Auto. Now I'm like, okay, maybe like 10 minutes out of my day, I'm gonna look up what being a doctor is really like. Now he's learning a ton. You just helped your kid learn a lot about what he wants to do in life. Now he's growing a bit, you know what I mean? a bit easier on his own. I don't know how to like word that, but you know, he's a bit more disciplined.
For sure.
He has his priorities straight,
Yeah.
or he's getting them aligned. It's only gonna be beautiful for him.
Yeah, but and obviously it gets challenging because he's a kid at the end of the day. Like you're dealing with a kid.
Of course, he has those natural ups and downs, but that's you know what I mean? That's life.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd rather have like ups and downs towards my goal than ups and downs in the wild.
Yeah, what I was gonna get to is just like, you know, when you were a kid, like it gets challenging because, you know, like by giving them these rigid priorities right now, you're heightening their consciousness, which is gonna separate them from the pack, right? Like that's a real thing, and like when you do that now, it can almost feel like for them they feel more isolated because their friends aren't doing this. Their friends aren't focused on their priorities, so now it's like, why do I have to be the one to work hard all the time and stuff like that? What's up?
You said giving them priorities heightens their consciousness?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Like they become aware of what's important to them at an early age.
Right.
So now it's like they have greater awareness. Like they understand, I probably shouldn't be doing this. I probably should be doing this. Versus someone who doesn't really
Think about it at all.
Greater direction and mastery over their self and their environment.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah.
So I had a question before you got to yours. Sorry. So like, we talked about social media and stuff like that, but you know, we're also at an age where we should all be like building our personal brand.
Right. Right. That was one of the
So
positives.
like, how do you, I guess, limit your social media usage and also build towards your personal brand? Would you guys say?
That's a beautiful question.
I think Chris should answer that.
I mean, me personally, I could speak on it as well.
Yeah, you go first.
Cause I, you know, do photography and stuff like that. Have 2 podcasts now. Personally, I just try to delete Instagram every other week or so. Whenever I feel like I'm using it too much, because I won't lie, them IG reels.
It's just some heavy hook, cuz.
I feel like we all fell victim to it. TikTok, I'm not on TikTok. I stay away from that app. But I try to. But IG, yeah, that's the one that be getting me. So like, you know, I try to delete that every now and then. And I'll try to come back like, you know, I got something to post for the gram, whether that be media, just pictures of myself, or just something from like my photo page. That's when I'll make that comeback like, okay, let me post and just hop back online. So like, what would you say, you know, is your rate of sectioning 2 off?
Yeah. I think it comes down, I think this is going to sound cliche or like simple, but I think it really comes down to what you're trying to do. Like, because if you're building a personal brand, like why are you building this brand in the first place? Like, do you plan to launch a business? Are you trying to build a community? Like, what is your goal here?
Yeah.
And I think that's the first area you should start. Like, why are you building this brand? Once you understand that, now it gives you a little bit of direction. And you can start to set goals. Okay, I'm building this brand because I feel like it's important that people understand that they should be able to focus. They should know how to focus. They should understand productivity, right? That's pretty much my brand. Like, talking about mindset development, talking about the grind, talking about what it takes to really level up.
Which I gotta say, shout your shit out, because I really fuck with shit you posted.
Appreciate
Good
that.
content.
No, I appreciate that. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok. I don't even really post on TikTok, but follow me on Instagram at Chris and Flow with 2 N's. So Chris, INN, Flow. And you know, I like I talk about like flow states on my page, and just post motivational stuff that we all need to. I believe we need to see, just keep that fire burning. And but yeah, back to the question though, like I think it really just comes down to what you're trying to do, as far as your consistency and how you actually monitor how you use it and how you don't. It can be challenging. That looks different for everybody because different creators post more. Their niche requires them to post more. So like, it's a lot of layers to this. And I think, but the starting point and foundation, just understanding, okay, why am I building this brand in the first place?
Yeah.
I think being aware of the negative consequences it has on you is a major step to begin with. You know,
True.
If you can watch a bunch of reels and be like, dang, like that just took 30 minutes of my time and I didn't learn anything. Like I got to delete Instagram for a week or something. Just being aware, you know, just gives you a huge advantage.
For sure.
But
What was that question again?
I don't know. That was his.
It's just about, we're at the age where we're supposed to be like building a personal brand. So like we were talking about the negative effects of social media. So like how do you like incorporate using both of those while also like subscribing to not using social media as much, and also building your brand?
Well, I have a morning routine. I think the morning routine is everything, because what you do at the start of your day, right when you wake up, is gonna determine a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Whether or not you think, but it's gonna determine a lot. So I think having a morning routine really cuts your losses by a great deal, because you're not focused on anything but what you literally have to do. So you wake up, whatever your 1 through 10 list is of things, you make sure you get it done before you call that friend or lounge around for an hour. Because like lounging around, that break may be that last step. So that's okay, now I can have fun.
Yeah, get some work done first.
Yeah, exactly. That's that morning routine. You wake up, you make your bed, clean your room, stretch, hydrate. All right, I got my work done. You lay out your work, you eat. Now you either go back to work or it's fun time. You got your work done, you ate, enjoy the day. It's sunny outside. I feel like if you have a morning routine, you're building yourself to be productive. You're productive already for making one and for following one.
Yeah, I think it's important to not immediately go for fun time when you wake up.
Yeah.
At all costs.
You don't get too used to it.
Oh yeah, I don't even think. The only reason why I pick up my phone is to turn off my alarm, and then I'm all right. I have to make my bed. Why? Because it's part of my morning routine, and it's helping me it's helping me get to my goal.
Yeah. It's like you start off the day with momentum, and that changes everything, because now you got a little bit of order, you got direction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then throughout that, like once you have that, it's like you just feel different. You literally feel different, and that's what's good.
I can say.
So
go ahead, you got it.
So do you think that it's harder to individualize yourself because social media exists? And what I mean by that is not you specifically, but just like
People
any
in
any average person who's out there.
Because there are a ton of different cliques. There are a ton of different popular groups. You got rock bands, country singers, different types of artists, different types of fashion brands. You got skins, and then you have like something like Ethica, yeah, Nike.
What do you mean by individualized? You mean like as a brand or as a person?
I mean more as a person, because I feel like it's easy to start building towards a business once you already work on yourself. But I feel like because the way that social media is, as far as like algorithms and all of that, I feel like it's easy to get caught in almost like a hive mind of like you have to be like everyone else.
Because if you're a creator, you're gonna want to like know what the general population is into.
Yeah.
You're gonna be a part of that yourself, so you're just gonna be like, all right, I have my personal self, but maybe everyone's not gonna like my personal artwork or like my you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that's just something you have to get through as time passes. You grow, and like you should know throughout life, everything's personal, but not personal at the same time. When you wake up in your bed, you're alone and you have those problems in your room. So you're just different. So you're gonna have to just swallow that and be like, that's okay. We're beautiful. How about that? You know what I mean? Just put out something beautiful, you should be all right. Yeah.
I mean,
you gotta be calm. Understand you're beautiful.
I like that, bro.
Yeah. Harder to individualize. That's an interesting statement, to be honest. I think I think you said, it can probably feel more challenging because of like how saturated the media is now.
Well, more in the sense of like most of the content you see is targeted towards you specifically.
Right.
So it's going to be harder to take yourself away from like the whole idea of, oh yeah, like I specifically think like this. Like, like almost like the mindset of you're not going to let yourself get influenced by anyone else. But usually what you see does tend to influence how you think about it.
Yeah.
So you mean by I guess, because you're in your own world in a sense, you're not considering other markets? Like is that what you're kind of getting at?
You're more not necessarily seeing like the whole picture, like you just see like, oh yeah, like
and it kind of reinforces what you're seeing too and what you already believe.
Yeah, almost like an echo chamber.
Yeah.
I think that's like the best way to describe it.
Yeah, I think that's definitely real.
Yeah, I mean, definitely to an extent, I would say. Of course, you know, you're really involved into the things that, you know, I guess come across, you know, your phone, you know, that's your media, but it's also important to consider these other avenues as well. You know, it's just always looking for growth. I mean, it's good to be versatile in multiple things. So, yeah, I would say it would be good to consider all the other, you know, things that you maybe don't run across as well. Yeah.
Good point.
But
Yeah, I'd say one more thing about social media. It's kind of related to what we're talking about now.
yeah, talk about it.
You know, I think we've all had time in our life, you know, just posted something, you know, that's just ourselves, a picture, and, you know, we start getting likes and comments, we feel good about ourselves.
Yeah.
And I think I think seeking that type of fulfillment doesn't work.
It's a waste of time.
It's a waste of time.
never-ending loop.
It makes you become narcissistic, and you want people to praise you like just for these qualities that you know, aren't that exceptional. And
Yeah.
I think real praise, you know, because there's nothing wrong with being
How you
praised.
coming, yo?
Huh?
So how you coming?
What you mean?
Praise through like praise for qualities that not that exceptional.
No, I'm just saying from personal experience. Like, I'll just take a picture in some regular clothes,
Yeah.
and I want him to be like, "Yo, fire, that's tough, right?" Like, but you know, it made me feel it made me feel special. No, it's a good question. It made me feel special.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, people do want to be praised, and I think that's okay. But you want to be praised for the right things, for the right reasons.
Yeah.
I think the things you post, when people say, you know, this is fire, thank you for sharing this.
Yeah.
This tip helped my life. You want to be praised for contributing to others, I think.
Yeah.
You know,
It's definitely two
Contribute to
different
your family.
feelings. For sure, it's definitely two different feelings, and I can truthfully say, like, when you have an impact on someone in a way that actually uplifts them, and you see a transformation in someone,
it's the best feeling.
nothing beats that.
Yeah.
Nothing beats that. I don't think there's nothing wrong with, you know, posting your flicks or whatever, but like Ben said, I think post your flicks because you fuck with them,
Exactly.
not because you think everybody else gonna fuck with them.
Or because you want people to fuck with them.
Right.
Because you want people's
Approval.
approval. Exactly.
Yeah, but that's a whole, because that's just a never-ending loop, because you're never gonna have enough of that.
Nah, you're gonna get it, and you're gonna need it.
So would you guys say like you fall victim of like posting for others?
Honestly,
I did.
Definitely.
I can say
I think I still fall victim to that to this day.
Definitely.
I can say that's just personal, and that may be a way for that person to that may be a cry for help. But I don't want to say cry for help because it's too strong.
Yeah, it's something that everyone does.
Yeah, I think that's just that person wanting to connect and being shy, not having, you know what I mean, that group of people he wants to connect to, she wants to connect to, you know what I mean? So like, I feel like that mindset is triggered by lonerism.
Yeah, but it's trying to connect with people in a way that doesn't work. It's like,
But I do think it starts because of the idea of lonerism, you know, being alone a lot. It could be you grew up the wrong way, which is like hard to hear, but you know, a lot of us, I'm not gonna say a lot, well yeah, a lot of us on Earth didn't grow up the best way, in the best conditions. So
I get what you're saying. It's actually a valid point. It's pretty much alluding to like, that's just some people's way of creatively expressing themselves.
Literally.
Maybe they don't know how to do it in any other way, you know?
Exactly.
So I'm gonna get this drip, and that's what it's gonna be. You feel me? Like I'm gonna be fly anytime niggas see me. That's what it's gonna be, and I think that's cool. I think that's cool because
No, I don't think it's cool because I think that person doesn't have their priorities straight.
Yeah, no, you're saying I understand why they do it.
Yeah, I understand
it too.
I ain't finished.
It's cool. No, it is cool. It is cool because yo,
Like, damn.
no, because it is cool, but it isn't because look, what if that person is like really beautiful, he's a doctor, you know what I mean, works full time, but he's like, dang, bro, I need a girl, like I need a post so a girl likes me. I understand that, bro.
That's true.
I literally did the same thing. I'm like, yo, I'm tucked away from the world, but I did that on purpose. Cause like I'm not ready for that. But I'm like, yo, I'm tucked away from the world. I need some belletas. I need some girls to see a pic of me. You know what I mean? Just so I'm like,
cool because
hey.
that's what social media. It's social media. It's a
Yeah,
tool.
I feel like in that sense it's cool. Yeah.
Like people use it for different reasons. Some people use it for business. Some people use it to network. Some people use it to connect with girls and women. Like that's why. And it's like there's nothing wrong with that. And I think
I think it's what makes you happy, man.
Exactly. You just gotta be
that's
cool.
a good point.
Like,
But watch this though. This is my
Yeah,
last point. I just want to finish that last point about like, all right, this is this person's creative way of expressing themselves by putting on this jerk. I think that's cool because it's like at least they're still tapping into their creativity. Like they're building their creativity by doing that. And if they get around the right people, if they happen to figure out something that can actually benefit them, they'll have some sort of creativity that they can put the creativity that they developed into something else. That's the point I was trying to make. That's why I think it's still cool.
No, it is. It's really cool in that sense because I've done that myself, and when I did that, I actually built a community of people that I just never would have built if I never started posting out of nowhere. I was literally like in my bag seasons. You know what I mean? You got to go through seasons to grow. You got to sacrifice things. You know what I mean? So. Like purposely, you know what I mean? Like even if it's not what you want to do, it's on some. You can say it's on some weird shit. It's on some like.
No, it's on some real shit.
I'm going on a journey. You know what I mean? Like you're literally going on a journey. Like
it's an audience for everything.
Yeah.
Like I said, you know, if you choose to creatively express yourself through drip or
art,
anything, there's you know. An audience for everything. So
I agree.
I think it definitely goes back to, you know, just do whatever makes you happy. I don't think there's like one set way to live. Everyone has different journeys.
Yeah.
So, you know, do whatever puts a smile on your face, and it's gonna be motherfuckers around you with a smile on your face too.
Yeah.
Cause they might have the same interests. So you just gotta find your people, whatever you like to do.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And you may have to spend some time with yourself to understand who you are before you.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a big one.
Yeah. Because you may not even know yourself.
Yeah.
A lot of us, we're not even ourselves today because we don't focus on ourselves. We genuinely
Just so consumed in our daily life.
What is Drake posting? When is this new Hellstar t-shirt coming out? Yo, Beamer's going great. But like that's all love, you know what I mean? Because that's community. But like,
yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? We gotta worry about. All right, what's going on in my personal life?
Yeah, you gotta quiet your mind and reflect a little bit.
No cap. You gotta build that personal development, like discipline.
So in terms of like reflecting, right? Like, do you guys ever have these reflective periods, and like how, I guess, typically do you have them, where you're just like, I guess just looking at yourself, individuals around you, maybe the future, you know, things like that.
That's a great question.
Well, when problems arise, that's when you like get to meet yourself. Like, okay, what am I gonna do? Like, what route am I gonna take? I feel like those moments in your life, when things go wrong and you gotta figure out how to fix it, you get to understand who you are.
It's an opportunity.
Yeah. It's an opportunity. Super. People may not see it as an opportunity, but it really is. Like if something's broken and you really want it to be fixed, if you don't fix it, you're just gonna be mad and you're gonna have to like
deal with it again.
You're gonna be like, oh my gosh. But if you really just spend one day trying your hardest to figure out what's going on, you're gonna make connections, you're gonna learn. You may not fix it that day, but you're gonna learn how to. You're gonna know where to go, who's making this stuff. It's gonna bring you closer to a solution. than just, not doing anything about it. That's why it's important to be productive. So like you put your mind towards things that are going to help you instead of cheap dopamine.
Yeah, I'd say to answer your question, I would agree with Brandon that it's when problems arise. Because if there's no problem, you don't want to just be constantly reflecting and being in your own head.
I was gonna ask, can you reflect too much after that?
Definitely. Like if there's no problem, you don't want to just be, in your head philosophizing all day, right?
Yeah.
But when problems arise, definitely don't just tuck it away, because it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back to the surface in the future.
Yeah.
So when a problem arises, or a negative emotion or a feeling comes up, understand it, get to the root of it, and then get rid of it.
Yeah.
Have to analyze it times 10.
Which is all easier said than done, by the way. Because because again, there's so many layers to these ideas, bro. Because like, somebody might be dealing with a crazy problem that they've been dealing with for 15 years, and they don't know how to manage it because of how emotionally attached they are to the problem and how the toxic relationship that they have with that problem.
But you have to face the problem. You have to face the problem.
I agree.
Yeah.
But I feel like at the same time, almost going back to like the whole community aspect of social media,
Yeah.
I feel like that allows some people to find other people to help themselves grow.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah.
I've learned so much online. It's ridiculous.
And like sometimes it's just like someone willing to just teach you what they know, or like they would also be learning and they just take you along that journey too.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like bringing us back to what Chris said. That's why it's cool, because you get to just post whatever and hope someone gravitates towards you. But like, that hope is big, because if someone does, that's just like someone that really likes your personal side. And if you're showing your personal side, then that's just really cool. And it's gonna be good for you, because then you can connect with people that like you for who you genuinely are, instead of liking you for who you're trying to be, because it's gonna weigh on you one day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it may catch up to you unless you really glitch the system and you're like, oh shit, this is literally exactly what I needed. I'm perfectly fine now.
Unlikely.
Yeah, because, okay, let's say I'm flaunting on the gram like I'm a multi-millionaire, and I snag a girl that's a multi-millionaire. Yo, let's go to dinner. Whoa, I don't have $1,000 to spend on dinner tonight. But what do you mean? You're over here doing this on the
gram.
Yeah, I was just trying to. Okay, now you can't handle what you were shooting for or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So like back
There's stories like that all the time.
Like back to like the personality aspect, like how do you guys going about, I guess, showing the world, or like I guess online, your personality, or do you not really do that, or is that something you guys are looking to do? Or
I'm all for it, honestly. It's really fun. I think that's what makes online
Special.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean? Be yourself, but don't I'm not gonna say don't do anything. Be yourself, but you should have those talks with yourself in the morning, at the end of the night, during dinner. Am I a good person? And am I doing what I want to do? Am I being productive? Am I helping? Or forget the help. Am I being productive?
Yeah, I think what you're really asking is like you're talking about self-expression. Like how do you express yourself? And I think that's important, but I don't think it matters to how many people you're doing it. And I think it comes in so many different forms.
Yeah.
Like for me, one of the greatest forms of self-expression I have is playing basketball.
Yeah, nice, yeah.
It's creative.
Mm-hmm.
I have my unique play style.
Sure.
I may play like other people, but no one plays exactly like me. And yeah, I think that's important, because you are, bringing what you are to the world and expressing it and making a difference in the world.
yeah.
But I feel like if you prioritize it, then you may fall down a wrong line, because then you're missing out on the real world. Like what Ben said, he enjoys playing basketball. That's the real world.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with social media, online. You know what I mean? But if he posts that he's playing basketball, that's what he loves. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. Like, yeah, I just feel like you shouldn't prioritize it.
I think showing personality is super important if you're trying to build a personal brand, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, because I heard I think Myron Golden said this. He was like, people don't follow company accounts, people follow people. Because people have an affinity to people. We have like an innate nature to just gravitate towards one another. So it's like,
we are nature.
you know what I mean? Like people are more likely to follow you than your brand page because they fuck with you.
Yeah,
You know,
makes sense. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I think it's important for that reason. And, you know, I mean, as far as like how you go about it, I mean, that looks different, like you said, because it's self-expression. Everyone has a different way of doing it. But I definitely think it's important if you're trying to build a personal brand or if you're just trying to connect with people, because a lot of Instagram, or at least what I see sometimes, is like a lot of people. You know, I'm in this category. Like we set up our pages in certain ways, and sometimes it can look like everything else out there, or the way we post and put out content looks like everything else out there. So you can't really expect, you know, to connect with the people you're looking for if you're trying to just
Go the, you know, I guess industry.
exactly.
But
So that's why it's like, just be creative.
Yeah.
Because the only thing you got to do now to stand out is just be yourself. You don't got to do nothing crazy because no one is like you. It sounds crazy, but it's like that's
Yeah, no, you get your power from your uniqueness.
literally.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's one time like this when I was a sophomore and a senior in high school. Like I remember you said to me, he was like, "You are Ben Fisher." I was like, "What?" He was like, "You gotta understand that. You are Ben Fisher. There's no other Ben Fisher."
That's tough.
At the time, I thought he was
Just chatting.
talking crazy.
You said this high school?
No, this was in college.
Oh, college?
Yeah, 2 years ago. But I understand what he was saying now.
There's always that one person that says something just like oddly, like, I don't know.
Awakenings.
Yeah,
It's phrased weirdly, but
Yeah.
it's weird.
And just like, it's not even someone that's like super smart or wise, just like some regular cool dude. Like,
My fault, y'all. My fault.
like
I just had a thought. I was gonna say let's switch up the conversation or something, bro. But I'm a fool, bro.
You want to switch that shit up?
Alright,
Yeah.
fuck it. No,
What'd you have in
want to
mind?
finish your point? I was gonna say, what y'all think about the ladies nowadays, yo? Like, what y'all think about?
Great question.
Like, what y'all think about
Honestly?
relationships in 2024? Like, what are you seeing? What are you feeling?
they're strong. They're strong and they're in their own world right now. They
Got
left
you.
the guys behind. I'm not gonna lie, we got some catching up to do. I'm so serious. I've been thinking about the same thing. Like,
That's what I wanted to ask.
I've been like hanging out with like girls like in a friendly way. Like I haven't been dating or anything at all because I've just been wanting to have girlfriends, like
Yeah.
friends. And then they all tell me, yeah, guys are super trash. Like every time I try to date someone, it's always like a week. It's just, oh my gosh, like I hate guys. Like,
I
So
hate
then
girls
they're
say
weak
that,
then,
right?
but I understand though, bro.
There's a lot of them do that.
Cause it's a lot of mundane motherfuckers out there that don't got nothing, you know what I mean? No charisma. You feel me? Like that shit is real.
Yeah.
I gotta wake up.
I'm gonna just take a political route because I don't know who I is.
Go ahead.
I guess, but I'm gonna just say I run into some very respectful women, and I'm gonna just leave it with that. Maybe when the
But
camera
I'd say
go off,
they're
it's
definitely
like-
out there.
All the women are
There's always going to be a good one.
Yeah, it's all. I mean, I've run into some, you know, nice women.
Okay.
They're in their
So watch this. So watch this then. Wait.
I go ahead.
Some bad ones
So,
too.
so do y'all have like a list, like in terms of what do you need to see in order for this?
All right, what qualities you looking for?
Yeah, what you looking for? Like, what you looking for in her? What she gotta have? What she gotta look like? What she gotta?
What she got? Okay.
What she gotta come off like? What's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I like a woman with some melanin for sure.
Shout out
Curly.
to the melanin ladies out
Shout
there.
out to the queens.
Feel me?
I mean, Spanish women too, you know.
Definitely.
We're not gonna get into that.
For
but
sure.
Yeah, I mean, I like one with curly hair. Curly hair is definitely a look too. But in terms of like personality things,
Yeah. Talk to me.
I just need them to like, I guess, kind of relate with me in a way. In terms of like personality, just like overall interest, right? So I'm a guy that's big into fashion, just being creative in general. So I would want someone that's also creating, so they understand the world of, you know, content creating and just having a schedule and just trying to fit that into school, work, and just balancing all of those things. So I'm looking for someone, you know, that can like understand that kind of situation.
Yeah.
And yeah, just like a sweetheart. I mean, it's a lot of, it'd be some women out here that be a little bit rude. So
Dixie,
you know,
man.
I'm looking for the sweethearts, man. You know what I mean? So I'm a lover boy. That's what I'm gonna put it as. So.
Respectfully.
Yeah,
Respectfully.
Don't clip that part.
Honestly, I don't really have a preference because I'm looking to be a Superman. Like that's why I'm. That's why I'm in a hyperbolic time chamber right now. Like I'm not even supposed to be outside.
He got the mask on and he working.
No cap, like
No cap.
It's a Superman.
I'm trying to be Superman. I'm trying to be someone's like knight in shining armor.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like built like. That's why I haven't been dating. Cause I'm like I don't even want anyone to be with me right now.
You don't want someone who wants the current version of you.
Yeah, not that because I can be a super.
Ben put it blatantly. He like, man, fuck all that.
Nah, even
I
that, the
feel
current
the same
version
way.
thing, like, but when you want someone that's kind of been with you since
Yeah,
the
but
That's
beginning.
one thing.
Yeah, so
That's
they
why-
can grow with you.
Maybe.
That's why I've been building that friendship with a lot of girls because I'm like, I don't want to just start talking to someone just because I need a girlfriend. I want a friend. You know what I mean? I don't want to like talk to you just because you look good and now, like nah.
But here's what I'll say about that. Like, you want someone who's there with you for the growth of your career and, you know, your success, but I don't want someone who's okay with my bad qualities, my bad habits.
Oh yeah, for
I want
sure.
someone to hold me to a high standard.
Yeah.
You know, and to push me.
You gonna push him.
Yeah,
I need someone to push me.
I need my girl to be in the. I need my girl to be a vegetarian. I'm playing. But I don't want a girl. I don't want a girl that's into like planning. You know what I mean? Into the herbal
That's
vibes.
Bambino for y'all, man.
No cat, like real environmental.
So
that'd be
one of the
nice.
spiritual,
That'd be nice.
one of the spiritual.
Nah, I
guys.
was-
You could, yeah, borderline, but not like astrology every day. You're an Aquarius, son. Yeah, Aquarius don't like
You
that.
know, you want to actually say
I ain't
something
gonna
with
lie.
substance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wait, what?
That'd kill me. I'm not gonna lie.
Girl.
Oh, this is
Yeah,
news to me.
I got a girl. Same fuck.
Like what?
Nah, ain't gonna lie. My dream girl, she's low-key a jack of all trades. You feel me? She could cook. She know how to play the feminine role like a beast. She's a beast at it. She bad as hell. She look beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She definitely curvy for sure. But and then also like Ben said, she gonna push me to be better. Cause if I'm better, she's better. She's better, I'm better. It's a constant feedback. We won. You know what I mean? And we're gonna spread that. Energy in the household.
Exactly. The point is you're better off together.
Exactly. Literally.
Yeah.
That's the point.
That's
That's
why,
the point.
that's why when you said when you brought up the point where you're like, you don't want a girl to be with the current version of you, I was like, no, because I could be a friend, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but I can't be that boyfriend, you know what I mean?
So
Like,
okay, cool. Cause
just, yeah.
this is good. Cause like how do y'all navigate, like, do you guys have any friendships that like are genuine with women?
Yeah, my
Yeah.
best friend is a girl.
Okay, cool.
They're almost like relationships.
In what way?
In what way? I don't know. Everyone's relationship with their best friend and their friends are different. But like, when I'm texting my friend that's a girl, it kind of feels like we're in a relationship.
What do you mean, like a relationship?
Yeah, that's
Like
what I
a
mean.
friendship's a relationship.
That was
Exactly.
crazy,
I mean, like, I don't know, because I guess there's always that awkward feeling between male and female.
Definitely.
That's like vibes. It's like subliminal, you know.
You're gonna have those thoughts. Man.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I don't
But
know.
they don't have to overcome you.
Exactly.
I mean, me personally, I don't feel like it's a relationship. Like, she's like, that's really the homie. Like, I really,
Yeah,
really
right.
got his
Yeah.
family, so it's like
How long have you been friends for?
probably since like freshman year of high school when we met. Yeah, we just been cool
That's
since
dope.
then.
Yeah, that is.
So, I mean, she comes to me all the time for advice. You know, she's actually older than me, so that's the thing.
Yeah.
I I don't look at it as a relationship, but it's just like, you know, that's game, you know. And it's important to lay those, you know, I guess.
Boundaries.
Thank you. It's good to lay those boundaries, like, you know, this is the relationship, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so it doesn't like formulate into anything else. Yeah.
I be hating that though, low key. When shorties are like, "Do you really want to be my friend, or are you just trying to fuck?" Like, I hate when girls really bring that up, like during combo.
But like,
you know
do
what?
you be,
I understand
You know
why.
what,
Yeah.
though?
you be trying to?
No, like
What do y'all think
recently I
about that?
haven't been. I haven't really. I'm just like, I need to meet some more people, genuinely. Cause I'm like, I need to learn some new things from people. Like, I need
Them
to.
low key be the freaky ones though. The ones that bring up that question, them low key
Exactly,
because it's on
right.
their mind. They're literally projecting.
They're projecting.
That's why I'm like, yeah, that's why I'm like,
What's
going on? Why? We were not talking about that.
Feel me? Like,
We were not talking about that at all.
Yeah, right.
you like.
Now it's like, yo, when were we linking?
Like, what's up?
But it's cool because like, yeah, sure, let's link. It's all cool, but it's just like, sheesh. But I understand because females are females, yo. I just started learning that like they also have their own way of thinking, bro.
Nah, that's true.
Mm-hmm. Like guys, they're scared of guys. Why? Because you know we're stronger naturally. Like, you know what I mean? They literally have that natural defense mechanism, but they also want to fuck with us. They want to talk to us, but they're also kind of like, I'm kind of scared he might be a creep.
What's good?
Actually, you're the only one in the room with a girlfriend.
Actually, I'm single.
Respect.
Oh, okay.
I mean, well, I won't act like, you know, like I'll be doing my thing.
Clip
but,
it.
Like, no, wait. Like, I would say, like, for the most part, I want to more focus on myself than I want to be focused on someone else. So it's cool having someone to the side that, like, you can always come to and still fuck with and chill with. But I feel like you also have to be comfortable with yourself.
Definitely. I think, you know, you shouldn't have a relationship with a woman that doesn't add, you know, value to your life outside of, you know, lust.
Sex.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
Big time.
you should have real relationships.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because then you're also not blocking yourself from better things, but also her.
Plus, it's gonna get played out.
Yeah.
So, like, sex is cool, but if that's like the only thing that's like really keeping y'all together, then it's like,
Mhm.
you
That
know,
should have dead end.
yeah,
Definitely.
And if what's keeping you guys together is a lie,
you find that anywhere. You know what I mean, you don't
It's a
gotta-
lie, bro. That's a good way to say it.
Yeah.
It is a lie.
because if I'm with you just because I want to pull up on you every Friday night,
It's a lie.
that's stopping you from finding your knight in shining armor. I hate to say it, my fault, but like we know the vibes.
That's true. You should
Yeah.
preserve yourself for someone who's gonna like you for you.
Exactly.
Alright, so we do have to wrap it up. The battery and the time is coming to an end.
All right, but I mean, look, this was a good first episode. I'm glad I had these guests on here.
Yeah.
Know
Yes,
these
sir.
guys since I moved to New Jersey. You know,
Cap, love, lunch.
Make sure y'all subscribe, man.
I gonna lie,
Make sure y'all show
yo,
some love.
Tevin was a blessing to Mapso.
Definitely
Tevin was a
Crazy.
blessing
Was,
to He doesn't know.
And he's always been the same dude. I swear to God.
always
Amen.
been a fly nigga.
You know what I mean? Peep the feast, y'all.
No
Yeah.
cap.
Come on, man.
Uncle Tev for Gee.
But hey, appreciate y'all for watching the video. And y'all want to all shout out y'all grams, you know what I mean? Whatever y'all want to do to network. I mean, you already shouted yours out with Ben.
Nah, yeah, I'll go again. Fuck it. Follow me on the gram, Chris in Flow. So 2 N's. So Chris, INN, Flow. I'm working on an article right now that's pretty much going to talk about flow state. For those of you that are familiar, you know what I'm talking about. For those of you that don't know,
Get into them.
get into them.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty much off the internet. You could tap in with me on LinkedIn. Just look up Ben Fisher.
Oh, that boy professional. Eee.
Yeah, that's all I got right now.
Mhm.
Well, I'm on a social media on and off. Instagram is Angelic Wavy. I have a couple of other accounts you can probably find scrolling through my account. But yeah, that's it for now. Account's under construction. Hopefully we'll have something nice for you soon. Love, man.
For sure.
Love,
Yeah.
y'all.